EA Sports. It's in the game.
Hello, I'm here representing Rumspringa Inc., and this is a review of Madden 2012. Madden is one of the very few video gaming franchises out there that is cool even if you're a gamer or if you're not. Mainly because of the stranglehold that football holds on the US culture as it sits. NDA has had a stranglehold on the NFL brand since 2006. And since EA has taken primary holdership of the NFL, the franchise Madden has been under more scrutiny than possibly any other franchise out there today. Mainly because people believe that each Madden is the same as the last one, just with a roster update. Over the past few years, I can't say that's 100% wrong. Madden 2012 doesn't offer a bunch of game mode changes or anything like that. What it does is it takes the engine that it had before and amps it up a little bit. If you're a hardcore Madden fan, you will definitely notice the changes that this game has. They have greatly improved the defense. They've actually made zones a possibility when calling defensive scheme, which has been one of the biggest complaints that I've had in Madden for previous years. I mean, let's think about it. If you can't call a zone and it's always man that works, then the same plays will always work against it, which makes the offense that much more easy to call. It brings up not just the scoring, but it brings down the fun factor that you'll sometimes have with a close game. And it also makes those defensive battles, like the Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens, almost completely non-existent. Now, that's not to say that all the Maddens in the past have been not fun. What I'm simply saying here is that with the improvement of defense, it makes for a much better, well-rounded game. You actually have defensive-oriented teams that don't put up 60 points each game. And to that point, if you score 60 points in this year's Madden, you're doing something right. It is very, very hard to score 60 points in one game. That is, unless you're playing it on rookie, which doesn't count anyway. The defensive improvement is just one of the many things that they've actually added to this year's Madden. They've made the elite players in this Madden seem a lot more elite, for lack of a better term. But when you're playing with a guy like Adrian Peterson, you really want that guy to pound through defenses. You want him to sprint for 97-yard touchdowns. The guy is an incredible running back, and in this year's Madden, he actually feels more like an incredible running back than he has in previous Madden. And you will also, instead of just going with a bunch of wide receivers that are fast, you're actually going to want to pick up some of those big wide receivers that can pick up the tough yards in 3rd and 6 over the middle and get hit by one of those big linebackers and still hold on to the ball. And while that sounds like an obvious thing, it actually has been missing in previous Maddens. In last year's Madden, I wound up going out there with a bunch of fast wide receivers and Tim Tebow as my quarterback, and I threw for over 600 yards. As well as making the elite players elite, they have also added in player roles, like Future Star, Pass Rusher, Iron Man, Fumble Prone, things of that nature. And what it'll do is it'll boost those specific stats during game time, when it counts, or when the rating in question is actually being utilized. And while I like the player roles, what they did with the preseason is one of the things that I was actually very pleased with in the franchise mode. They've expanded the roster, which is alright, it's not bad, but they've created more of a floating potential rating so that the better you play with that rookie, the higher his potential will wind up being. Which corrects the only problem that I've ever had with this potential rating. And look at a guy like Marquise Colston. The guy was the last pick in the NFL draft, and he's a Pro Bowl player for the New Orleans Saints. You just never know how good a player is going to be, and I don't like the fact that in previous Maddens, those players have had their potential capped before they ever really took a snap. Now, while I told you about the good things that Madden has, there's a few things that I still have a problem with. Take, for instance, the online franchise hasn't been updated since 2009, and with NCAA football, which has a remarkable dynasty mode, there's no excuse for this franchise to be as lackluster as it really is. Rumspringa Inc. is going to give Madden NFL 12 a 4 out of 5 because a lot of the additions that it made actually works very well with this franchise, and this game has been asking for years. Though they still have a few problems, they are on their way to making this game a lot better. For Rumspringa Inc., I say thank you. Please join our website and our Facebook page. We have a Fat Bastard clothing line coming soon. Thank you. Goodbye.